Yes, sir. What's good, YT? You already know, and if you don't know, it's your boy Bkvendoe. First things first, if you're new here, go ahead and drop that subscription. You heard me. And by the end of this video, if you don't like what you like, you know what I'm saying, just go ahead, hit the unsubscribe and swerve. Make it that easy. But, you know what I'm saying, if you want to stick around and support your boy, please drop that subscription, like, and leave a comment for me. Show that support. I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. But in today's video, I basically, as you read the title by now, I basically just wanted to know, not even wanted to know, I'm sorry, I just wanted to let you guys know what you should know before joining the Army. Now, these are not in no specific order, and these are things that I basically listed out myself that I feel that if I'm gonna let somebody know something about the Army before they decide to, you know, make the decision of joining, these are the things that I'm gonna list and make sure that I express to them and say like, hey, such and such, you should know this, you should try this, you should do this, because these are things that I implemented or I learned along the way. So I wanted to go ahead and give y'all that heads up, but I'm gonna wait to the end of the video and we'll get back to everything else. But I wanted to go ahead and let y'all watch the video, and like I said, stick around, hit that like, subscribe, and comment. And you know, if I forget something or you feel like it's something I should have said, just leave it in the comment and, you know, help the person out. But that's it. Let's get this started. You already know the vibes. Bkvendoe, baby. As usual, we are back. We're back. First things first, I want to give a big shout out to all my, you know what I'm saying, my drill sergeants that I had when I was at basic training. If you don't know, this is one of the hoodies that you get, you know what I'm saying, after completing your basic training. It's just like a little memorable thing to keep, you know what I'm saying, like little piece of thing to, you know, show like, hey, look, I did this with my team. I'm gonna show y'all mine. You already know it's Big Wolfpack, you heard me, like, I don't care about nothing y'all say. I hope y'all can see it, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Shout out to my drill sergeant. Anyways, you want one of these, right? So you've been sitting around, you contemplating, you thinking, you like, what should I do with my life? Should I do this? Should I do that? And you've come to the decision now that, hey, maybe I should join the United States Army, or maybe I should join any branch of the military. This video is really going to touch bases on the top 10 things, or not even the top 10 things, but really just 10 things that you should know that's like basically going to be like big for you to know when you join the Army or before you join the Army. The first things first is your MOS. Number one, your job, your MOS. Your job is called a MOS, okay? So whatever job you decide to choose, you gotta understand that that's gonna be your job, right? So like, let's say you choose to be an 88 Mike, you know what I'm saying, a truck driver, right? Guess what? You driving trucks, right? But here's one thing that you really need to know and understand. You're not only going to do your job in the Army. The Army is basically well-rounded. You're gonna do other things. Like, you can't get in the Army with the mindset of, oh, y'all hired me to be a truck driver, so all I have to do is just drive trucks. Buddy, that's not how it works. And if you have that mindset, you're gonna get slapped in the face when you realize that the Army is not built like that. If they tell you to go hook up this computer to such and such, guess what you're doing that day? You hooking up that computer to such and such. Because that's just how the Army operates. It's not a, I stick to my job kind of thing. You never gonna just do your job. There's maybe, let's see, I wanna say 98% of the time, you'll do just your job, and that's for some MOSs, you see what I mean? But a lot of MOSs, like a majority of them, you're not gonna just be sitting there doing your job. So don't set the expectation in your mind that, you know, this is McDonald's, I flip fries, all I do is flip fries or burgers. No, buddy, like, you doing everything. Like, if they want you to run across the bay and go grab something, or run across the motor pool and go do this, that's what you gotta do. It's just that simple. That's one of the biggest ones that a lot of people don't really take into effect, and they come in with the civilian mindset of, that's not my job. But this is the Army. You know, we have a lot of jobs. We all work together as a team to get things done. One thing about the Army is camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? You can't find that nowhere else. No civilian area, no civilian job. I don't care what you say. There's no camaraderie. Camaraderie like the Army, and that's just straight like that. But that's number one. So let's move on to number two. Number two. Biggest thing, you are a soldier 24/7. Once you in this and you sign that dotted line, you're a soldier 24/7. There's no time when you're not a soldier until you are done with your contract, and I mean completely done. Just because you get, you know, things like this, I'm gonna go ahead and give you an example. Just because you get released for the day does not mean that you're no longer a soldier. This is not like a job where, you know, you put on a uniform and then when you get off, basically you're just like, okay, I'm not working at such and such anymore. No, it doesn't go that way. Like, at this point, you're still a soldier. You still have to maintain yourself in a certain way. You still expected to maintain professionalism. You have to maintain, you know what I'm saying, your Army bearings. You still have to, how do you say, you still have to keep the mindset of, I'm the example. You have to be the example, right? You have to set the example. You can't just go out there and start wilding out just because, okay, I'm not in uniform anymore. The Army has rules and regulations even for when you're wearing civilian clothing. Even when you're, you know, taking leave, there's rules and regulations that we have to abide by. Another big thing that I think that should be touched on is the Army they do have a say-so in what you wear, even in civilian clothing. They have a say-so. They have a say-so in how you wear your clothing. These are things that you signed up for, and you need to be aware of. So things like, you know, for guys that want to sag, you know, females that may want to show skin, like, these are things that's frowned upon, or I won't say frowned upon, but these are things that the Army does not allow within their regulations. You know, and other things like wearing pajamas, you know, wearing pajamas outside. They don't approve of those things. So those are things that we can't do, you know, as U.S. Army soldiers. It's just not seen as professional. So they ask us not to do such, which, you know, it's not the biggest deal, but it is something that you should know and be aware of. So don't sit there and be like, I can wear what I want, blah, blah, blah. I should be able to do it. Listen, you signed up for this. You knew what you were signing up for. And if you didn't know, you're watching this video so that you can know, right? All right, boom. So I'm looking out for you and letting you know ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? You can thank me later. You just put it down in the comment. Hey, I appreciate you, Green, because such and such. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dang. I'm calling myself Green. Vendo, all right? You're going to call me Vendo. But, yeah. Anyways, expect to get called off on, like, so it could be, it can be a weekday. It can be a weekend. So like they have things called an EDRE, which is a emergency deployment readiness exercise. These things can occur at like 02, and you gotta jump up. You're gonna have a set amount of time to get prepared and ready, but you have to have bags packed. You have to be in full battle rattle. Full battle rattle means all of your gear. You have to be in your Kevlar, your vest. You have to have your ACH. You gotta have your iPro. You know, you gotta have knee pads, you know, everything. You gotta be in everything. Basically, it's just in case something happens and they wanna know that your team or your unit as a whole, your battalion, is able to be ready in a certain amount of time to respond to whatever is happening. So they have these exercises and that's what they're for. They suck. I'm not gonna say a lot of you, they suck. Who wants to get up? You might have just got off work, or you might have had a long night and, you know what I'm saying, maybe you were up and just couldn't sleep, and boom, now it's 02, boom, now you gotta stay up and you gotta EDRE. And these EDREs you don't just get up, go in, and they're done. You get up, you go in there, you spend the entire day there, and that's how it plays out. Like, you have to roll out, you gotta set up all get your equipment together, roll out. And you know, each unit, each battalion has things set up differently, how they go about it. I can just tell you from my personal experience, I've been through 2 of them now. But these are things that I've seen, and these are the things that I know, so I can just let you know. But that's just an example of, you know, soldiering 24/7. Be prepared for that. And I think that's really a lot of things that people don't know and understand. So now that you know, you can be prepared. Yes, sir. That's the end of number 2. Let's get into number 3. Number three. This is for my single people, okay? This is for those people that you join in the military or you want to join the military and you're single, okay? This is your part of the things that you should know, okay? And don't worry, married people, we're gonna have a part for you too. And you'll understand why I'm not saying if you're in a relationship, okay? I'm gonna get to that soon. So for my single people that's looking to join, your expectations are a bit different in some aspects, okay? The Army does not see relationships, okay? So John Doe and John Doe female type dating, right? The Army does not recognize this, okay? The Army just sees, okay, there's a male and there's a female, okay? Boom, cool, so on and so forth, right? Now, when you're married, that's when the Army recognizes it, okay? That's when they respect, oh, okay, you're married, such and such. Let's work on those things, keeping them together, things like that, right? And there's programs that you have to go through that even myself, I had to learn and go through, okay? So for the single soldiers, all right? Let's see, single soldiers, you reside in the unit barracks as such, right? I'm in the barracks, I'm not single, okay? But you reside in the barracks, okay? Anywhere you are, you're gonna reside in the barracks. Unless you think you balling like that, or you got it and you wanna just, hey, cash out, I'm gonna go cop me a little place. I don't know if you could do that though. I ain't never look into that. It's something I'll probably look into. But basically, you're also subject to abide. You have to abide by the policies and regulations that are set within the barracks, okay? And there are a lot of them, all right? There's a lot of things that you have to follow while living in the barracks. So, something small as you might be of age, right? You might be over 21 and you're able to drink, right? Seems fine. If your roommate is under the age of drinking age, okay? Then some things like you can't keep alcohol in the fridge. You basically can't keep it in their access, all right? Something like that. That's just an example, right? For those people who, they might like to party or they might like to have a beer or two in the fridge, want to come home and have a cold one. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge you. But yeah, something like that to think of. There's also things like you'll have to clean the barracks, okay? Obviously, it's your space, you maintain it. It's different from maintaining your home, because in your home, you're maintaining your house, like your entire house. It's similar, but not really, because you're maintaining entire an entire unit's home, okay? So, you're maintaining everyone's home. So you have to make sure you're keeping the laundry rooms clean, keeping the hallways clean, things like that. You want to look out for the next person, and the next person should look out for you. Does that always happen? No, okay? Just simply put, no, it doesn't always happen. But it is something that I would say be courteous of if you do, join as a single soldier and you're staying in the barracks. Make sure you keep the barracks clean as possible. And me personally, I'm a very OCD person. I have a specific way that I like things. I have a specific way of how I do things, especially when it comes to cleaning. So I'm very all right, you know what I mean? Let's clean. So me and my roommate, we don't have that particular issue. The reason why, if you're wondering why I'm staying in the barracks, is because I'm currently overseas and my wife is back home in the States. We're actually do military, for anyone that didn't know. She's actually stationed at Fort Stewart, okay? And the reason we did not get stationed together is because of the simple fact that we got married while I was here, okay? That's a little bit of insight about Bkvendoe. Yeah, I almost said green again, but Bkvendoe. Another thing for single soldiers is make sure you don't rush into marriage just to move out of the barracks. You know what I mean? Make sure that you stick it out. If you have no intentions or reasons to legitimately marry someone because you found your true love or soulmate and you really want to be with this person and build for the rest of your life, I wouldn't suggest rushing out because of the simple fact you can save a lot of money staying in the barracks. You can save a lot of money. Now, a lot of people don't do that. They don't save that money, and that's where they mess themselves up because they want to rush and get out and things like that. And then that's when you live in the typical life of what they, I guess, would call a sergeant or whatever. You done got divorced by the time you E5. You done, you in debt and all this crazy stuff. We'll get into that later in the video. Anyways, eat the defect. Eat at the defect, the chow hall, whatever you hear it's called. Eat the defect. Eat there, okay? The food is, all right, it's not free, but the money is already being taken out of your account. The Army issues you X amount of money. It's an allowance. It's called BAS. They issue you X amount of allowance that goes strictly to the defect. So it's already money being taken out. You just have to go eat there. You have to do nothing else. You don't have to pay extra and anything else. The money was never in your account. You never see it. They're just giving you money and they're taking it back. It sounds dumb, right? I know, but they're giving you money, taking it back. You never see it. Just go eat there. Save your money. I can't stress it enough that they're already taking your money. You know what I mean? So don't go blow your money on outside food. Like, don't do that 24/7. It's okay to go out and eat every now and again, but don't do that 24/7. Save your money. And they also have it's called Boss. The Boss basically has events for single soldiers, like, you know, they go on trips or different things like that. And this is for me specifically that I've seen within being in the Army for about a year and a half now. Basically just go to those events. They're free, okay? Some of them you might have to pay for, but it's not much and it's very affordable, and you can go, you know, on trips, things like that. And these are things that I've seen and personally, you know, went through and seen in South Korea, you know, being here. So take advantage of those things as a single soldier, and I think you'll enjoy it. But let's get on to my married people for big folk time. So for my married people, okay, shout out to y'all. Y'all did a big thing, you know, and I hope love, blessings comes to your marriage, and it, you know, it's everlasting love in it, and you go through what you gotta go through, you know, stick it out. For my married people looking to join, okay, if you're married, when you're joining, okay, your process is a lot different. Not a lot different, it's just obviously you putting down you're married, you know, your spouse will obviously follow you to your first duty session, whether they be civilian or so on and so forth. I don't fully know the process of joining when you're married, so I won't get into that, but for this particular video, I just want to state that the Army favors, and I mean favors, married people. I don't know why. Anybody can tell you this. The Army favors married couples in just many ways, aside from providing BAH, which is, you know, the living allowance for you to live off post or on post, whichever one you decide to choose or utilize. But one thing that is really big that I know and I've noticed is, and I've learned, don't use your entire BAH allowance on the rent, okay? This is a little tip that any NCO or high-ranking person will tell you that they learned, or whatever the case may be. So like, let's say you get an allowance of $1,100 to pay your rent, right? Why go looking for a place that's exactly $1,100 a month, right? Go look for a place that's maybe $9,000, and then utilize the rest to help assist with, you know, utility bills or a light bill, things like that, and try to find a place that, you know, offers these packages, you know what I mean? Things that's included, like water, things like that. That's just a little helpful tip that I think a lot of people should know and, you know, give a try. And BAH also is offered to, if you're a single soldier, once you make E6, you can also get that. So don't think, oh, just because I'm single, I have to jump to get married to get BAH. No, you just gotta make rank. Basically, in regards to the barracks policy, obviously those things won't apply to you. You're not living in the barracks, but you are still subject to a home inspection, just as, you know, the soldiers living in the barracks are subject to room inspections, okay? So like, if your unit, you know, wants to just be like, you know what, we're doing a room inspection, and they decide like, hey, we're gonna come do a house inspection. And I've heard that it's not really common that they come to your house and things like that, but if you live on post, it happens, you know, it does happen. So don't be like just a hoarder or filthy or anything like that. You know, make sure you still keep your home nice, because again, you're still withholding Army standards, and Army standards is not to just live like, a pig. So keep your Army bearing, you know, keep your military bearing, and make sure that you keep your place tidied up. You know, you don't have to sit there and your shoes don't gotta be dressed, you know, but still keep your place tidy. Let me see. You're also provided, you know, married folk, you're also provided BAS. BAS, instead of going to the defect, goes directly to you now. So if it's $300 that was going to the defect, $300 is going specifically to you now, so that you're able to pay for, obviously, food, things like that, so on and so forth. And last but not least, if you have kids, you'll get more BAH, you'll get more BAS to help provide. But I don't have kids, me and my wife do not have kids yet, so that's not something that I can go into specific detail with. That's something you'd have to do a little bit more research with, but I hope I basically, broke all of those things down and was able to get into that for you. That's the end of number 4. So big 4 times, let's get to number 5. Number five, all right? This one is specifically for, it's not specifically for anybody. It's really it's for everyone, okay? One big thing I need to touch on is getting in trouble in the Army, right? Getting in trouble in the Army is nothing compared to anywhere else, okay? Nothing. So getting in trouble in the Army is not like a civilian job. It's not like when you're in college. It's not like when you're in school. It's not like any of those things, okay? Getting in trouble in the Army is horrible, okay? You can get what is called an Article 15, right? You probably like, Article 15, what's that? So Article 15 is basically like, that means that you've been written up consecutive amount of times. More than likely it's been about 3 times that you've been written up, right? And now they've recommended you for Article 15, which then could be subject to UCMJ, so on and so forth. And these things can also lead up to you being put out of the Army with a dishonorable discharge, which, if you don't know what that is, that's probably something I'll do a video on later on down the road. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want me to do more military videos, you let me know. This is my first time. So basically, you can suffer loss of rank. Yeah, loss of rank. The rank that you worked so hard for, you can definitely lose that, without a doubt. You can also get a deduction of your pay. Do you hear me? They can take your money. They can take half of your check for 45 days, more. I think it's up to 45 days though, not more. I think it's just up to 45. But they can take half of your check. You can be getting paid less. Like, if you're making like, let's say $700, $800 a check, maybe you like a little, your PFC or PV2, you get an $800 check, you're getting $400. They don't care that you messed up, so now they're gonna get theirs back. And also on top of that, you can get extra duty. Okay, extra duty means the things that no one else wants to do, right? This is things where you're gonna have an NCO who you're taking up their off time, right? So they're gonna be pissed already. And because they're on their off time, right? And you have to do extra duty, you're gonna be doing the worst things of the worst, right? You might be sitting here buffing the floors, you know what I'm saying, in the barracks, something as simple as that, right? That's not something you wanna be doing on your off time. You wanna be spending your time doing whatever it is you wanna do. And that's really not one of them. So that's one of the biggest ones. That's a really quick one that I wanted to touch on. And basically, last but not least, you can get all 3 of those. So don't think like, oh, it's just gonna be one or the other. There's very possible you can get all 3 depending on the how bad it is, whatever it is you did, okay? So keep that in mind. That's just one little quick tip. That's really the end of that. Let's move on. Number 6, right? Number 6 is you cannot quit the Army. I don't care what nobody told you. I don't care what you heard. It's not possible. You can't wake up and be like, man, F this. I ain't doing this no more. Because guess what? It leads to back what number 5 was, all right? You don't want number 5. Remember what I was telling you, all right? But basically number 6, you cannot quit this. Like, once you sign that line, you are making that commitment to however many years you sign for. If you sign for 4, right, you really just signed up for 8. Because you got 4 that's active or whatever you might have chosen, but it's 4 active, and then you got 4 in the reserve, right? And basically you're not active, you're just kind of like on standby. So yeah, you're a civilian to a certain extent, but if anything was to so happen, you still can be called upon within those 4 years. So it would be 8 years. So you did 4 years active, and then you got the 4 years of basically inactive reserve kind of thing, where they can just call you in and be like, hey, let's get back to it, all right? So that's just one quick thing to know, and just keep that in mind. But that's really it. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7, all right? Number 7 is huge. Do you hear me? It's huge, okay? Listen, number 7 is huge because of the simple fact of save your money. Hold up. Save your money. Save it. Save your money. Real talk, save your money, bro. So some people will already be in the habit of saving, but others, this may be your first real job. This might be your first time touching some real money. So if you go get a bonus and your first instinct, is to spend that money, stop yourself. Please stop yourself. Okay, look at yourself in the mirror and say, why would I go blow this money that I just signed X amount of years of my life away for, and I should make this stretch for more of those years rather than just simply blowing it, right? So budget. You get, if you get a check if you get a bonus and you get 5,000 up front, right? Why are you going and blowing it on, new shoes, new clothes, all this crazy stuff? Now, if you don't have those things, go get you some things, but it doesn't have to be top name brand designer, this, that, and the third. Don't go do that to yourself. Like, play within your limits. Keep your money, in a well area. You want to have cushion to fall back on if something was to so happen. You never know what can happen. Life is ever changing, so you got to be ready for the unknown, okay? Excuse me, I apologize. Don't go buy the newest car. Manage your money right. Don't be negatively influenced by those around you who's doing this or doing that. Stay in your own lane. You know what I mean? You don't have to go try to catch up with this person and that person. Go and get what you're able to afford, okay? And, make that money last. Invest that money. And we'll talk about investing in the next one. That's really the end for number 7. Is just, I can't stress it enough. This is the most important one, is save your money. And I can't force you. No one can force you. But, the one thing that I can try to sit here and tell you is pretend you don't have that money. That's the easiest way to save it. Pretend you don't have it. Pretend you never got that money. But we're going to move on to number 8. Ready? Close enough? Number 8, man. Number 8. Listen, invest a percentage of your check into your thrift savings plan. I'm going to say it again. Invest a percentage of your check into your TSP, thrift savings plan. All right? Whether you choose the Roth or the traditional plan, this is your military 401k. Put money away. I don't care how much you're putting away. Put money away. You know what I'm saying? It's your future. Invest in your future. No one else can invest in your future besides yourself. You invest in your future every day with the decisions that you make and the mindset that you have. Not just that though, with the money that you also save in today's present time. Keep that in mind. I'm dropping jewels on you, man. Pick them up, you know what I'm saying? Dig them up, put them in the bag, and keep it hot, you know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing. The earlier you start, the better off you will be, because the Army matches your percentage of what you put into your TSP up to 5%. So what that basically means is, if you putting in 5, the Army matching you 5, so you really putting in 10%, right? You tracking? All right, boom. So now here's the thing: if you go up to 6%, anything above 5%, remember the max that the Army is gonna match is 5%. So if you putting in 6, the Army's still matching 5. Don't matter, because you're about to say, well, what if I go to 7, 8, or 9? Same thing, 5%. It don't move. They matching 5%. You heard me? That's it. But that's number 8, and let's move on. Let's get it. I can't make this too long. I'm trying to make sure y'all just get a little bit of knowledge. You heard me? But number 9. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guess what? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guess what? We on to number 9, baby. Number 9. Rondo, number 9, my boy. Shout out to him. I don't know him. I just wanted to say that because it rhymes with 9. But anyway, let's go. Schooling. Everybody is gonna get on you about it. Everybody's gonna say it. Everybody's gonna mention it. Everybody's gonna be schooling you. You're in the military. Go to school. Just school. Yes, that is the smartest decision. Get your degree. You heard me? Get your degree. Get your degree. You feed your dog pedigree. Get your degree. So basically, the Army pays for your first degree. So why not achieve that while you're in? Go ahead and get it. It's free. You know what I'm saying? The first degree is free. I'm not saying it will be easy, but it's very possible. Many units will allow you time off to attend your classes if you have in-person classes, unless you signed up for online classes, then which will be taken at different times. Then you'll be able to say okay, let me do this when I get off work, that kind of thing, and you keep those things in mind. But you can attend in-person classes as well and take those classes, and again, it's free. Make it happen, bro. You got this. There's no reason you shouldn't do it. Yes, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. Don't let nobody sit here and try to tell you it's easy. It's easy. It's not easy. Trying to, juggle your full-time Army career and juggling going to school, it's not gonna be easy, but you got this, okay? What did I tell you before? Invest in yourself in today's present time. It will pay off later on down the road. I promise you. I promise you. Hear me out. You gotta invest in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Same way I'm investing in myself and believing in myself with trying to start this YouTube channel and getting it to grow to where I want it to become a business, to where I can make money from it and those things. Invest in yourself, right? YouTube is something I want to invest in myself. You know what I mean? School wasn't really a big thing for me. That's me personally. But make it happen for yourself and do what you gotta do. Just use it to your advantage. And I look forward to hearing the stories, man. Drop some comments down below, and let's move on. Number 10. Yes, sir. It's number 10. It's number 10. It's number 10. It's number 10. 10. Let's get it. Boom. The retirement plan. That's big, right? Yeah, I know. It's a big one. It's a big one. The retirement plan, okay? Yes, you can still retire at the age of, I said at the age of 20. You can still retire after 20 years, yes, you can still retire after 20, okay? If anybody tell you differently, they lying, they capping, they doing whatever you want to call it. Turn the cap back because they capping, you heard me. But on the real, I had to get my phone to write these things down. But basically, the retirement is not how it used to be. So before, you know what I mean? Something as simple as you would do your 20, you get out, they paying you for the rest of your life, you touching all your money, that kind of thing, right? Now it's a little bit different to the sense of you retire, right? And you have to choose one of these plans, which it's basically a little bit of twist. And there's 4 specific components that this new blended retirement system, that's what it's called, blended retirement system, is what it's made up of. It's called the defined benefit, defined contribution, continuation pay, and you have the choice of lump sum payment, okay? Do your research on all 4, right? I'm gonna leave a screenshot of the video right now. Yeah, I got you. Screenshot so you can better understand these options. Look into them more so that way you know which one is best for you. Basically, that's really it. It's just learn more about the retirement plan, and just that's really it. Just, you know what I mean? Make sure you educate yourself on these things. To sum everything up, we talked about, retirement, saving, investing, getting in trouble, all of these things. These are the things that make up, a lot of your military life while you're in. Now, do not get me wrong. Again, like I said in the beginning, if I missed something, you let me know. But these are a lot of the things that we face on a day-to-day basis, on things that we should learn or know. And this is something that every soldier should, try to abide by. Try to. Notice I said try to. A lot of people, they might not take these tips. They might not do these things. So you be the one that takes these tips. You be the one that comes in and says, no, this is how I'm doing this because Bkvendoe said to do it, right? Not just because of that, but because you want to better yourself. So again, you found this video because of the simple fact of you're trying to make the decision to know if you want to sit here and come into the military and build a foundation for yourself, because that's what this is. You're building a foundation for yourself. You're investing in yourself. You're signing that line to invest time of your life to invest in your future, okay? I'm proud of you, okay? I'm proud of you. If no one else is, I'm proud of you. Whatever your reason is for wanting to join, whether there's problems at home, whether you don't have no other choice, whether times is just hard, it doesn't matter. No one can sit here and judge you. Anybody in this military, they will tell you they all joined for a different reason, and someone else's reason is probably worse than yours. That doesn't take away from how bad your reason is, so don't think that. But understand, we're all in the same predicament. We all have a reason in why we chose to become U.S. Army soldiers. You understand what I'm saying? Keep that in mind. Use that to motivate yourself, okay? Set small goals for yourself when you do join, you know what I mean? So when you join and it's time to go to basic combat training, set a small goal. Okay, I want to complete this by, my 3rd week. I want to graduate. The biggest thing, I want to graduate. That should be everyone's goal out of there. I want to graduate basic combat training. Or if you want to have a high PT score, if you want to, just think of those things. And the same thing when it comes to AIT, Advanced Individual Training. Keep that same mindset, okay? One big thing I want to say is just let me know if you guys want me to share my experiences in those things. In BCT and AIT, I can share my experience and let you guys know how it was. So just ask me or leave it down in the comments and let me know what you want to see. I'll make more videos on that and try to share more information. That's what I'm here for, you know. Right now I'm stationed in, you know, Camp Humphreys, South Korea. This is my first duty station, okay? So I can tell you only from what I know, I've been in the military for about 1.5 years now. I'm ranked PFC. I definitely got early promotions. They call waivers. I got waivers to, you know, E2. I got waivers to to PFC. So it's very possible to keep, you know, to work your way up and make something for yourself. I joined with no rank. I had no rank on my chest. I was called what we call a fuzzy. And I finished basic combat training, and I got an early promotion to PV2. I got the AIT, and I got ranked up within 3 months. That's not really common. I got ranked up, you know, early promotion to PFC within 3 months. That's a big thing for me. These were my goals. My goal was to become PFC before I made it out of training. So set goals for yourself and achieve those goals. Again, no one can invest in you like you. Go out and get what you want. I believe in you. Do you believe in yourself? You must, because that's why you're here. Anyways, you already know the vibes. It's your boy. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Listen, it's Bkvendoe, right? Alright, at the end of the day, it's Bkvendoe, and I'm here to support you, alright? I'm messing with you. It's your boy Bkvendoe. You already know the vibes. If you don't know now, you know. Drop that like, comment, subscribe, and definitely, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all want to see in the comments. Come on now, like, let me help you, help me help you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm trying to make something of myself, and I want to take YouTube serious, so I'm going to take every avenue. So support me, I support you, and let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Peace.